Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the Funimation dub of episode 46 of Dragonball Super. We begin this episode with Goku and Duplicate Vegeta starting their battle. Duplicate Grill has turned back into the Commeson's usual form, a purple blob, and it starts to sneak off somewhere within the area. Vegeta is actually complaining about how his duplicate is not doing so well against Goku, saying that he would rather die than lose in disgrace, even though it's his duplicate fighting, not actually him. And his life is on the line if his duplicate wins. But at the same time, he complains about how Goku is losing to an imposter, essentially he's complaining about both Goku and Duplicate Vegeta's performance against one another in this fight. And both Goku and Duplicate Vegeta actually both have the same question on their minds. Whose side is Vegeta on anyway? And while the fight goes on for a while, Goku decides to go Super Saiyan Blue to finish things off quickly because they are pressed for time in defeating the duplicate. And because he has been shown to use Vegeta's other abilities, Duplicate Vegeta reveals that he can use Super Saiyan Blue as well. So now we got a battle of Super Saiyan Blues going on. And Trunks questions Potage if there's another way that they can save his dad. And Potage actually remembers that if they can crush the core of the Commeson, then the duplicates will become significantly weaker, which will give Goku the advantage he needs to win the battle. And Potage justifies him only just remembering this because it's been about 100 years since he last had to deal with Commeson. And Manaka is unconscious right now, so it's Goten, Trunks, Jocko, and Potage are the ones who are going to look for the Commeson. But before they leave, Potage gives Vegeta the seal key, or the sealing... Yeah, the key that was used to seal up the Commeson. He gives it to Vegeta, saying that the key is made from the antidote that was used to seal away the Commeson in the first place. So Vegeta has to put the key in his mouth in order to buy himself more time so that he won't disappear soon, or prolong the disappearing process. So it looks like Vegeta has a pacifier in his mouth, essentially. So while the group goes off to find the Commeson, they eventually do find it, and it starts to chase after them to absorb their powers, except for Jocko. And yeah, the Galactic Patrolman is offended that the Commeson doesn't want to absorb his power. And we get a couple of close calls, but eventually Manaka regains consciousness, and he ends up stepping on the core of the Commeson. So, as Potage said, Duplicate Vegeta has now been weakened significantly, so that gives Goku the chance to destroy the duplicate. So Vegeta doesn't have to worry about disappearing anymore. He's safe now. And Potage also takes advantage of sealing up the weakened Commeson yet again, saying that even if it's weakened, it's still dangerous, so better to seal it up again, and hopefully they won't have to worry about anyone else trying to release it. And Potage makes sure to thank everyone for their help in stopping this crisis. So the Saiyans have returned back to Earth, and they're all reunited with their family and friends. So it looks like everything is all good now. But we're not done with the episode just yet. Instead, we cut off to a different area, and we see a familiar face that we haven't seen since the Cell Saga. It's Future Trunks, and for some reason, his timeline is in ruins, or there's another apocalypse going on in his timeline. And the episode ends with Future Trunks running away from something. So there we go. We've completed part 3 of the Duplicate Vegeta 3-parter, or the Planet Potafu 3-parter. And like I said, I think the fact that Brian Drummond was able to play Duplicate Vegeta is part of what made this a fun watch for me. Because I know some people weren't too fond of the 3-parter, at least back when the subbed version was airing, and I can understand why it wasn't everyone's favorite, but yeah, for me, like, as a little breather story, I thought it was fine. And yeah, the meta casting, or that casting gag, whatever you want to call it, that helped make it that much more of a fun watch. Because, like I said before, Chris Sabat is my favorite Vegeta voice, but Brian Drummond was the first Vegeta voice I heard. So it was cool to hear both the English Vegeta voices that I know together in the same episode for this 3-parter. So 3 episodes in total. That was a really fun treat, and I'm sure a lot of other people who started off with the Ocean dub probably enjoyed it as well. And otherwise, that's right. When Vegeta had the pacifier in his mouth, a lot of people thought that might be a reference to Baby Vegeta from GT, and I could see that. I could see how that might be a reference to it. I don't know if that was intentional or coincidence, but if it was intentional, then it was a pretty fun little nod to Dragon Ball GT. And otherwise, it was funny how Manaka got to save the day unintentionally on his part, but at least it kind of keeps up the rouge in Goku's case. But the other big thing to talk about for this episode was the ending, that cliffhanger. So we see that, yeah, this is a teaser for what's to come in the 4th saga of Dragon Ball Super, and Future Trunks is back. They've officially confirmed that now, so we don't have to worry about... so if this was your first... if you haven't followed the spoilers, or this is your first exposure, then yeah, I'm sure those who are just watching these episodes for the first time with no spoilers, I'm sure that Future Trunks fans are excited to see that he's coming back. And, well, we do have, I think it's safe to say he's running away from the main villain of this 4th saga. And, well, I don't want to give it away just in case someone watching the video has been able to avoid the spoilers and is going in without any context. Like, if this is your first exposure, then I do think it's pretty cool how, there's a lot of mystery there. And, well, to put it vaguely, let's just say that this particular villain is a very surprising villain. Let's just leave it at that. And I do request that those who are aware of what's to come in the future, please don't give it away for anyone else. It's a very good surprise, I think. And like I said, I haven't actually watched the episodes myself, but I am aware of the general idea of what's to come. But I'm looking forward to catching the start of the 4th saga next week on Toonami. So there you go. We got the end of a nice little, a nice casting gag for longtime fans who started with the Ocean dub, and Well, we get a nice or an intense cliffhanger of what's to happen in the fourth saga of Dragon Ball Super. And I'm really excited to see how Funimation dubs this saga. Take care, and until next time.